Well, this feels familiar, doesn't it? An end-of-season trip to Wembley for the FA Cup final. Second season in a row. Last season, we managed to beat Manchester City for the trophy. This season, we go up against Premier League champions Liverpool. How's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 13 of Let's Go Villa on FM22. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we're going to be playing the FA Cup final against Liverpool and the final Premier League game of the season against Liverpool. Lot of action represented by the red side of Merseyside in this episode. If you're excited to see how we got on in those two games and see if we can win our second trophy of the season, please do leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you never miss any lovely FM content that is to come on the channel, including the FM23 content that will be around the corner very, very soon. I don't know when, because I don't know when the beta's coming out, but when it does come out, beta? Oh, that's a question for another day. Whenever that does come out, though, I will be starting and I will be putting a video up telling you what my plans are very, very soon. But let's just get into the video, shall we? Since you were last with us, we've been doing pretty well, actually. We've recovered from the Champions League semi-final. Still baffles me that we got into the Champions League semi-final. But we did beat Man City 3-1 in that one. Remember, we lost 3-0 in the first leg, so we did crash out at the second to last hurdle. And then we've won every game since then. Beat Leeds United 1-0. Bit of a shaky one. We did need to squeeze past Leeds United, even though they had a red card. But squeeze past them, we did. Go PARMA getting the business done for us. We then beat Luton 3-1. And then we kind of recovered back to where we were before the Man City loss. Because this period here was a bit of a tough one. You know, even though we won games here and there, like, we did struggle a little bit. Really, against Spurs, we were hitting our stride away from home at Spurs. Go PARMA with another couple of goals. He's been superb this season. I'm so glad we've got him on a permanent next year. Danny Ings adding one as well. And then an Ollie Watkins double added to by a wonder goal from Sander Berge, which might very well be the goal of the season. We'll wait and see in the season review whether it is. But Jacob Ramsey finished things off as well. He's become a bit of a super sub, Jacob Ramsey. It's annoying because it means he's probably not going to start that many games. But he's a good option to have on the bench. But the main event is this one. Liverpool in the FA Cup final. The second FA Cup final in a row. Remember, we beat Manchester City last season. And this season it's Liverpool, the defending Premier League champions. And this is the 11 we're going to be using in the final. It's Pope in goal, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Digne in defence, Aya, Gonçalves and Vitinha in the midfield, with Palmer, Coutinho and Watkins up front. We are not with Max Aarons or Victor Lindelof because both are cup tied. Emi Buendia has still not recovered from his injury, but he might be back for the final game of the season, maybe even the final couple of games of the season, so watch this space. Jeremy Boga, I am not considering. We've sold him, he's done. As far as I'm concerned, Douglas Luiz misses out just because Jacob Ramsey is in more form than him, as is Sander Berge. And Diego Carlos only makes the bench because, really, Victor Lindelof, who's been superb for us since he's joined, actually. He's been really, really good. He is cup tied. That's the only reason Diego Carlos is there. I've kind of already sold Diego Carlos in my head because I do think, at 30 years old, we are going to be moving him on in the summer. He's worth a lot of money. If we can get someone interested in him, I think it would be prudent to sell him now while he's still got some value. He has got good natural fitness, so if we don't sell him, though, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about trying to bring another trophy home. So without any further ado, let's go. No Van Dijk and no Trent in the starting lineup for Liverpool. No Alisson as well. Kelleher we've seen a lot of, actually, when we've played Liverpool in this save so far. It's quite interesting, actually. I was going to look at the bench then, but we've got our first highlight of the game, and it is starting from a Mings free kick. And we're going to try and build from the back here, go all the way back to Pope. We're starting Pope in goal today because he was brought in as our cup goalkeeper, and he is fit. We've been playing him in the under-23s. He's been registered just to play in the under-23s if he's not involved in any games. So as long as he doesn't come off the bench, he can play in as many as he wants, really. So he has been keeping up match fit, so I've got no problems with throwing him in. He's not been in the best form this season, I have to admit. Pedro Gonçalves tries to get a glancing header that way. But he was brought in as our cup goalkeeper, and I do feel like he should play today. It concerns me a little bit because I've watched him play, and he's a bit of a frustrating human being at times in terms of, not in real life. In real life, I'm sure he's a lovely chap. In Football Manager, he's been a bit trash for me. I'm imagining if I started with him as my starting goalkeeper for the season, he wouldn't have been. He's had a couple of good games. He's had some absolute dross games as well. But then Martinez has had a couple of bad ones as well. But then he has been consistent. So I don't know. Maybe we've just been unlucky with some of the games. I think a lot of the games that I've played him have been off camera. So you guys won't have seen it. But Yeah, he doesn't fill me with confidence. I would like to bring in someone else in the summer, if I'm being honest with you. Right, we give the ball away there, but we get it immediately back. I think Liverpool have had more shots so far, but in terms of actual play, we've been all over them, and it is a wonderful thing to see. Watkins looking for options, gets it back to Cole Palmer. Palmer into Digne. Digne now going to look for a cross. No, gets it to Vitinha. Into Coutinho now. Coutinho against his former club. Just hits it straight at Kelleher, and it remains 0-0. They are on top in shots, but we're on top in XG, actually, quite substantially as well, with the one clear-cut chance in there too. And it is going to be a free kick from Mo Salah in. Joel Matip is there, and Pope is there, but I think that's offside. It is indeed. And Liverpool continue to have the chances, but we continue to hold on, and the moral victory of XG has been attained by us. And Watkins is there, heads it back. He was looking for Pedro, and he just couldn't quite find him. And now Mo Salah leading the counter-attack for Liverpool. He's on the wrong side, really. He likes to cut in from that right-hand side. He's on the left. Tries to go all about to Keita, but Cash, the Polish Cafu, intercepts. And he gives the ball away immediately. Well, you win some, you lose some. I'm just not going to say words anymore. Right, Diogo Jota on the ball for Liverpool. Gets it into Mo Salah. Mo Salah now out to Sergio Aurier, the player instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold, which is a bit of a weird one. Sergio Milinkovic-Savic, because of course Liverpool have Sergio Milinkovic-Savic. Gets it back to Aurier, and Vitinha does a really good job of intercepting. I was starting to get a bit concerned mid-season about Vitinha. Actually, I've got to be like, oh, Pope. Nick Pope. Nick Pope does a Nick Pope. And it's 1-0 Liverpool in the 31st minute. What did I say? I was a little bit concerned by putting him in today. That's atrocious. That's so bad. And the second a mistake like that happens, you know the goalie's not recovering if there's a shot coming his way. If he had done, fair play to him, but you just know it's not going to happen. And Nick Pope gives away a silly goal there, really, and all of a sudden, even though I'd say from what we've seen in the highlights, we've been the better team, we've definitely had the better chances, we go a goal down, and Pedro Gonçalves tries to make it 1-1, can't quite, Watkins keeps it in, goes all about to Digne, Vitinha now, who I was talking up in the middle of that, gets it to Iron's Cash looking for Watkins is there, and Watkins might have an equaliser, however, the referee is going to consult VAR here, he's going to have a chat with the little man in his ear, it might not be 1-1, it might not be yet. It's not. It's 1-0 Liverpool still. The goal is not given. It would have been his 24th of the season, and the assist would have been from Matty Cash, and he's well offside. There was two of them offside there, to be fair. I think that was Coutinho as well who was offside. Correct decision from the referee. Not very happy with it. The point I was making before was Vitinha. I wasn't very happy with him at the I was happy with him at the start of the season. He actually scored a worldie right near the beginning. And what an audacious chip that would have been. And Pope. Oh my God, Pope. What have I done putting him in goal? Oh, we need a new goalkeeper next year. Martinez is fine. I'm not changing Martinez unless an absolute worldie comes up. But Nick Pope, man. Nick Pope. Sure, he's a lovely chap in real life. He's a good goalkeeper in real life. Not in this save. Will I ever finish this point about Vitinha? Point being, mid-season, I didn't think he was very good. I've definitely come round to him. I mean, I don't have the stats available to me on this screen, but if we have a look here, he's only scored the 3 goals in the league, apparently. He's definitely been a better player than I thought he was going to be this early on. I thought he would be okay, but he's definitely shown some signs of being an absolute superstar. And every time he scores a goal, it feels like it's a worldie. Right, we are going to make a couple of changes. That's change number 1. I'm not going to change the goalkeeper, even though it's tempting. I'm actually going to bring Bjorkan on. I don't actually think Digne has been that effective. I think we've only got 3 substitutions, so we'll leave it at that. And we'll just see. We know the tactic we've got is a winner. We know we can get past teams. Let's just go again, shall we? We're only 1 goal down. It's fine. Don't worry about it, lads. It's all good. It's absolutely fine. Right, Mings. First highlight started with a Mings free kick. The first highlight of the second half starts with a Mings free kick as well. And Cole Palmer has gone and got an equaliser because that is what Cole Palmer does. And that is why we've bought him. That is why he is a permanent member of the Aston Villa side. And I'm so happy with him. It really gives me a selection dilemma when Buendia is fit, because Buendia can play on either wing, and then we've got Palmer and Coutinho. You know, it's a great problem to have, as the cliche goes, but it is a problem. I mean, Coutinho, we know from the Parma save that his physicals do start to go off a cliff a little bit because of that low natural fitness. But we also know he can still do a job. We might, because I'm thinking about central midfield and someone else in the Vitinha position, someone to either back up with him or rotate with him. And I am looking at Coutinho and thinking if his physicals do go off a cliff as they did, we'll go a little bit longer actually. If they do go off a cliff as they did, I'm not against training Coutinho as a central midfielder on deep line playmaker duties, and Sergio Milinkovic-Savic should be putting it in the back of the net, should be making it 2-1 to Liverpool there. But fortunately for us, he does not. I'm not against the idea of doing that, if I'm being completely honest. I'm actually quite happy with doing that. I'm going to take Konsa off just because he's on a yellow card, and we'll leave Carlos there. I know it's not his favoured side, but he'll be alright there. I'm not against trying him as a deep line playmaker. We did try it near the beginning of the save. It didn't really work, but if we actually train him when his stats start to drop a little bit more, I think it'll be a really good move. And I thought Ira got the winner for us there, but he has not. I'm not against it as an option, and then we need to bring in another winger. So I think that is an option I'm going to look at in the summer, because his physicals have started to go down a little bit. It doesn't show it on this screen, but I mean his pace has dropped down. I mean his natural fitness is a 10. So I think we're going to extra time here. We are. Extra time it is. I do think that means we've got another substitution. We'll say that one. Go to tactics. One substitution remaining. Oh, we've got some tired boys. Oh, that's a problem. I think we're going to have to bring off the tiredest player, and that's either Cole Palmer or Pedro Gonçalves. I think Gonçalves is probably going to be the one, and we're going to bring on Jacob Ramsey for a little bit more energy in the midfield, a bit more attacking oomph. I'm starting to regret that a little bit, to be honest with you. But we've done it. It's fine. He's the super sub. We've seen it multiple times, or at least I've seen it and I've told you about it. He's really, really good when it comes to coming on and making an impact, so hopefully he can. I've got a couple more yellow cards and I'm a bit frustrated by it, and I'm a bit worried that the players will get too frustrated and get other yellow cards on top of their yellow cards. Jacob Ramsey just tackle his own man. I mean, that's commitment for you. He's so committed to the cause, he wants to tackle his own player. Oh, the Liverpool defender. What did he do there? And Coutinho's in now, and Sergio Aurier does really, really well to clear it. I mean, he did really, really badly to begin with, but he did well to recover. Right, big ball in. Palmer gets it down to Jacob Ramsey. What did I tell you about Jacob Ramsey? It's 2-1 in extra time. We go ahead in the match for the first time, and it's the super sub, the homegrown boy, our youth player, Jacob Ramsey. I say our youth player as if I've developed him. I haven't. He was already here at the start of the save. He's a real player. But still, he is a homegrown Villa lad, and he has made it 2-1 Liverpool in extra time. And we might be on course to win our second FA Cup of the save and our second trophy of the season. Utter madness if that happens. And Liverpool have got it all to do. Absolutely all to do. And it is half-time in extra time. We don't have any other subs left. Let's crack on, shall we? Let's just go and see if we can see the game out and win the FA Cup. It is going to start with Kelleher. He kicks it out. He's looking for Firmino on the wing. Firmino flicks it on to absolutely no one. It's a foot race between him and Mings. Mings gets there. And, oh God, Nick Pope with the ball at his feet. To be fair to him, it's a really good ball. And Danny Ings has managed to get it off of Canate there. And Danny Ings tries to make it 3 against the club he used to play for, remember. He had an ill-fated spell at Liverpool. Didn't do very well for them. I don't think he got much of an opportunity, to be perfectly honest. But things are the way they are. Right, Coutinho is the one going to be taking the corner, whips it in, looking for Mings. Mings is there, flicks it on Jacob Ramsey, and Kelleher punches it out. And Firmino is now one-on-one with the defender, but there is someone chasing back. Defenders are swarming back, but so is the Liverpool attack as well. Can Firmino hold on to the ball? He does. Luis Diaz now gets it in. Firmino, Luis Diaz. Diaz looking to get it to someone, gets it to Keita. Keita went for the Waldy. Matty Cash clears it, and Sergio Aurier gets the ball, but the highlight ends. And Liverpool are going to feel like they have had a job done on them. Look at the state of those shots. I know you couldn't see it because it was very quick then. Look at the state of those shots. 23-19. It's actually nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. And Liverpool have just had a red card. So I think we might be taking the trophy home here, lads. It's ridiculous. What a ridiculous season. What an absolutely ridiculous season. And it's ended with us winning the FA Cup again. Are you serious? What an effort from those boys. Tyrone Ming steps up. And he's going to be man to lifting our second FA Cup in 2 years. Done it again, boys. Good effort. Let's go. Making all the noises then, and I don't care. pretty well. We've done pretty well. I mean, if there's ever an example of why Steven Gerrard needs to really have a look at himself, I can get this out of these players. And yes, I've made some transfers, but I'm not being funny. A large part of this squad is, I mean, that defence is almost exactly our defence. Yes, I've brought in a lot of the midfielders, but still, we did it all last season with minimum transfers. Are you watching Stevie G? Stewie True trophies. That'll do. That'll do plenty. Good effort, boys. Very happy with that. Very happy indeed. And all that's left is to see if we're going to confirm third place in the table. I'm fairly confident if we look at the league table. Oh, we've confirmed it. We've absolutely confirmed it. There's no way Leicester can catch us. So we are third. I mean, we could finish top. We could still technically win the league. We're not going to win the league. We could still technically finish second. I don't think we're going to. Emi Martinez is top of the clean sheet chart. Get in there, boy. Good effort. So is Alisson. Probably should have played in the FA Cup final then, really, shouldn't he? Yeah, we're going to go through to that final game of the season against Liverpool. That potential title decider. Even if it's not for us, it might be for Liverpool and Man City. Remember, the game at the end of the season, Liverpool won the title off of Man City last year. So we could be responsible for Man City winning the title off of Liverpool. Let's go to that game and see what happens, shall we? And we are back for the second game against Liverpool. In terms of the Premier League table, it looks like this. We beat West Ham in the last game. I can't remember how much we beat them by. It was 4-1, I think. Yes, it was 4-1. We did do very well in this game, actually. I was very happy with our performance. Dominated. Ollie got a couple. Hard got a one. And also Buendia on his return from injury. He came off the bench. He got a goal as well. Excellent stuff. We also got a few minutes into Kerr Smith as well, one of the youngsters coming through the academy, both in game and in real life, which means the table is looking like this. We're not going to win the Premier League. That's been confirmed. But we could finish second if Man City don't win and we beat Liverpool. I think if Man City lose and we beat Liverpool, which I think both of those happening are very unlikely. Liverpool, we know who they play. Man City play Sheffield United. Basically, who's going to win the title? Is it Liverpool again? Or is it Man City because we managed to hold Liverpool to a draw or something like that? Who knows? Let's find out. This is the 11. It's Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Digne in defence, Aya, Gonçalves and Vitinha in the midfield with Palmer, Coutinho and Watkins up front. Front? I don't know where that came from. Let's get into it. Let's play the final game of the season. Let's see whether we can end on a high at Anfield against Liverpool. Let's go. Well, final game of the season. It has been a very good season. We've matched our league position from last year. There is a slim outside chance that we could finish second. I would not hold out much hope for that because that requires us to both beat Liverpool and have Man City lose against Sheffield United when they're playing at home. I don't think both of those are going to happen, let alone one of them. But we did beat Liverpool in the last game we played against them in the FA Cup final. So who knows? Maybe this Villa team can get the job done. Pedro Gonçalves now looking for, I mean, it's an unorthodox pass to Lucas Digne, but he does find him, and Coutinho just can't get on the ball there. And Liverpool now going to try and counter-attack. Darwin Núñez on the ball here, trying to get past his man. He does brilliantly there, actually, holding the ball up, going past a couple of men. Diogo Jota is there with the header, and it worries me how Martinez just kind of stood there and let Konsa deal with it. I mean, Konsa dealt with it. Fair play to him. But it did worry me a little bit. I've got to be honest with you. They've got Alisson in goal in this game, so that is going to make a bit of a difference, I would imagine. Right, Naby Keita looking for Mo Salah, finds him. Salah now looking to cut inside, gets it to Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold looking to whip it in, gets it into Darwin Núñez. What a header that was, but it clips the top of the bar, and it remains 0-0 in this game. Manchester City, I was just trying to look at their score and I couldn't quite find it. Again, we're not really playing for anything here. If we finish second, great. It doesn't actually achieve that much other than we get a little bit more money into the club due to league position. Man City were losing after 6 minutes, but they are now winning, 3-1 as I'm talking. Erling Haaland with a 21st minute goal to add to the other two. That's a lot with 4-1. Kingsley Coman getting a goal as well. It's much more interesting than this one at the moment. Currently still 0-0. But then I would say at this moment in the save, we're a lot more evenly matched with Liverpool than Sheffield United are with Manchester City. Salah now looking to get it to Sergio Milinkovic-Savic. Thiago into Jota. Jota looking to try and just blow the roof out of the net, but he does not quite manage to do it. It goes over, and it is going to be another highlight, starting with us. Right, Palmer, looking to get the ball moving over to Coutinho. Coutinho, who's been anonymous in this game along with Ollie Watkins, whips it in, looking for Ollie Watkins, finds Pedro Gonçalves instead, but Gonçalves' header is wide, and it remains 0-0. Liverpool have been all over us in this game. 9 shots, 3 on target. We've had 2 shots, neither of them on target. I'm going to shout at the boys. That was woeful. In particular, the midfield and the strikers. And I'm going to tell those guys that they're not that bad. Right. We clearly need to do something. Coutinho's had an awful one, so Buendia's going to come on for an appearance. Lucas Dignes had a poor one as well, but we don't actually have Bjorkan on the bench. So we're going to put Tyrone Mings out wide, and we're going to put Lindelof on. And we're going to do that just to shore things up a little bit, so Mings can fight against Mo Salah and try and stop him from doing his thing. And we'll leave it at that. That'll do. It doesn't really matter. It's one of them. It's more of a pride thing. I would like us to play a little bit better than that. But it's still 0-0. So our defensive performance has definitely not been that bad. He says as he's taken Lucas Digne off. I mean, Lucas Digne is more of an attacking defender, let's be honest with us. I think Tyrone Mings going out wide. He'll do a decent job there. He started out as a left-back, or at least he's played a lot of football at left-back. I thought for a second that had gone in then. Oh, my word. I thought for a second that had gone in. Jordan Henderson's playing at right-back, by the way. What a career that man has had. Playing at right-back for Liverpool. They won the title last year. They might be about to win it again. Liverpool now trying to build from the back. I mean, they're just absolutely playing us off the park in this game. It's very similar to that Champions League game against Man City, the first one. Just could not get a look in. But then we beat them in the second one. This time we beat them in the FA Cup final, and they're going to absolutely destroy us in the league. And it is 1-0. They finally get that goal. It's Firmino, with Salah giving him the assist. Oh, I was really hoping we'd have a better performance than this. This has been woeful so far from us. Absolutely woeful. You can tell we don't care about the game. You can tell nothing's going to come from it. We're going to make some changes because we're not going to go down completely with a whimper. We're going to try and get something out of this game if we can, even if it's just a goal. Right, Danny Ings is coming on as well. Got one more change to make, and I mean, Tyrone Mings has had a shocker as well. I'll tell you what we're going to do. No, do you know what? There's nothing else we can do. He's going to have to stay there because we've got no other option at left back. Jacob, you know what to do. He's our super sub. That's what he does. Demand more from the boys. Again, it doesn't really matter. I mean, any chances of finishing second are gone because, I'll tell you what, Man City, they're not having it all their own way. I just saw the score there, 4-2. It was 4-1 at one point, so bless Sheffield United. They are giving it everything they've got. Wish we were. Right, Firmino gets it to Thiago. They play back and forth between themselves a little bit before getting it to another player. Right, Fabinho now, building from the back. They've got Fabinho on at centre-back. That's how confident they are. Jordan Henderson at right back, Fabinho at centre-back. That's how much they do not care because they know that they are just that much better than us today. They weren't this good in the FA Cup final, but then they had some weird choices in their team. Sergio Aurier at right back, Kelleher in defence. It was a weird few choices that they made, but it didn't work for them, but it works for them here, and they are challenging for the title. So, as it stands, Manchester City are not going to be winning the title. We haven't done them the favour, and it is going to be a Liverpool win. We are just going to, for the final few minutes, we're just going to go for it. We're just going to press a little bit more and just see what happens. I kind of just want to go for it. Man City go 5 up. They're really giving it their best effort. Push these guys up. I know Tyrone Mings can't technically play there, but we'll push him up there anyway, and we'll just see whether we can try and cause a bit of a madness just by going a little bit crazy. We probably won't be able to, but let's just go for it, shall we? Right, Cash gets it to Buendia. Back to Cash. Cash looking for Danny Ings. Danny Ings is in behind the defence here, and I thought Danny Ings had got an equaliser. And if Danny Ings had got an equaliser, Man City would have been the team in pole position for the title. We're just going to fire the boys up for the last couple of minutes. I think the game has gone from us. It's only a 1-0 loss. I'm looking at the match stats. We have recovered admirably, and I'm very proud of the boys for that. But credit where it's due to Liverpool. They are, for the second season in a row, Premier League champions. There's no trophy celebration, which is a bit surprising to me. Does that mean Man City have won it? Have I got that wrong? No, Liverpool have won it, but they hadn't won it before today, so that's confused me a little bit. there should be a trophy celebration there for Liverpool. I'm not unhappy about it. I don't want to see them live no stinking trophy. Man City gave it everything, though. 6-2 for them. Great effort from them trying to get the title to come back to Manchester, but it did not. It stays in Liverpool. Liverpool are worthy champions. We get £34 million into the budget, which is fantastic. I love to see that. £42 million there. We need to start trying to grow this amount more and more every season, and I feel like this might be a bit more than what we had last season. I feel like we've had transfer budget as well at £39 million. That definitely wasn't that before. I feel like that's happened already, and I've not known about it. So, don't know how I feel about that transfer budget. It's not a bad one, but I'd have liked a little bit more, if I'm honest with you. Let's have a quick nose at the debts and loans and stuff like that. Net debt 0. How about that? Net debt 0. And we've only got 40 million of transfer debt. Get in there. That is how you do finances. Liverpool champions, yeah. We're going to go through to the season review, and we're going to have a look at all of that stuff and see exactly how this season has been. I mean, it's been a good season. Spoilers, we've done very well. We've won a couple of trophies. Look at the shiny trophies. We even came runner-up in a trophy as well. We don't care about that one. We came a runner-up in it anyway. What a season it's been. What an absolutely nuts season. Right, I'm going to go, and we'll be back in time for season 3, and hopefully we'll just see what happens. Right, that's enough from me. We're going to be back for the start of season 3 with the season review and the transfer window, and hopefully we're going to even more so than we have this season, we're going to add to this squad, and we're going to make it into a team that can start properly competing for the Premier League. I'm looking at this team. I'll go through my plans in more detail in the next episode. Striker is an area I'm thinking we need improvements in. Central defence, we absolutely need at least one player, if not two. And maybe the wing, maybe the midfield. I don't know, but we'll have a talk about that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode and the series so far, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely football content on the channel, including the future FM23 content that is to come soon. I've been Stubo, you guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.